You didn't know, why didn't Daddy want me? Why didn't he spend time with me? Why didn't Mommy keep me? Why wasn't I enough? Now, I have had to experience this whole idea of rejection and being a dreamer for most of my life. It made me an overachiever. My mom had 12 kids. I was number 8. But my grandmother raised me because at a time when my mother was not being responsible, my grandmother had to step in. But my grandmother was getting older. And as I was laying in bed, I could hear my grandmother talking to my grandfather saying, honey, we're just too old for this. And here we are taking kids and starting over, and we should be in retirement and enjoying life. Well, guess what I felt like as a child? I have taken life away from my grandmother and my grandfather. Why can't my mom keep me? I acted this out daily, and I could not say it because I was a child. I did not know how to articulate it. But the point is that this little Sandra, she didn't go anywhere. She just became an adult, but she kept acting out. We all have a need for love, but there is a point where we just get needy. And that is because when you feel rejected, you constantly feel you're being rejected. And even when you're not being rejected, you feel like you are. Because remember, as we go back, let me go back just again. Remember the children who are acting out? Well, remember little Sandra, who wanted to know why my mom couldn't keep me and why am I messing up my grandmother's life? Well, guess what? Little Sandra grows up to be an adult, and what she does is she began to talk to adult Sandra and tell her, you're being rejected again. Remember when you had to go to your grandmother's because your mother didn't want you? That's what this person is doing to you. And she keeps reminding me of what I'm trying to get away from. And I can't destroy her. She's a part of me. And she was a little girl and she didn't understand, and she's right. And all she's trying to do is protect me. But she's shutting me down. And I'm not going to get into this deeply at this moment. But let me just tell you this, what God revealed to me. After I had to go in circle after circle at circle, God began to reveal this to me, that this little Sandra needed healing. He revealed to me that I was in prayer lines and I was getting counseling, but that was for the adult Sandra. Nobody prayed for this little girl. Nobody spoke life over her. Nobody explained to her that those tears were real, and she had somewhat of a right to feel abandoned, to feel rejected. But God began to show me in my secret places. I cried out to him, Father, why do I feel rejected? Why do I get stuck? While everybody thinks I'm this wonderful, dynamic woman, I go to my secret place and I cry my heart out because I'm stuck and I feel rejected. And I had an experience where I got alone, just me and God. And I asked God to partner with me, and we began to pray for the little girl in me. And as I began to pray for her, I began to love her and hug her and talk to her and tell her that, I'm sorry that this happened to you, but it's time to move on now. You got to let me go. The adult Sandra needs to move on. She's not rejected anymore. You can't be afraid that everybody's going to leave you just because your mother did. Your grandmother did the best she could. And as I began to pray for the little girl in me, the adult woman in me was experiencing healing and freedom like she never experienced before, because I did not beat up on my little girl. Matter of fact, I hugged her, I loved her, and I apologized to her. And then I said, come on, you're going to go with me, and we're going somewhere now. We're released from this past rejection. It's over. And as I began to speak to her in those ways, I saw a release in my own life of moving forward like never before. And I don't know why I have to stop and share this story with someone on this line, but that little girl and that little boy needs healing, and they need love, and they need to release you. And you need to take them as if they're your own child and take them with you and assure them that it's over and new beginnings, so that the nasty cycle of you controlling, you know what control is? All you're trying to do is prevent future pain. And so you're trying to control every little thing. You're not in faith if you have to control. You're in minutia. You are micromanaging everybody. Let it go. Trust. Remember, the world system trusts in strength and ability, but the God kingdom system trusts in his ability to get it done. Let it go. You're not rejected. But as you get out and you visit that place, then go revision and say, what has this rejection taught me? What have I gained through this rejection? As a little girl, I learned tenacity. I learned how to fight, to keep going. It taught me something. And then be revived and renewed in your mind and revisioning what God is doing. And then repent. And why do I say repent? Turn away from turning people away. Who did you leave? You know, here's what I used to do when I was rejected. I would say, I have the gift of goodbye. And I was so proud of that gift of goodbye. So the moment I thought you were going to reject me, I would reject you. And I said, that's the gift of goodbye. And so I was protecting myself from any future pain. And I had to repent, because the pain that I endured, I caused for others. And many times hurt people will hurt people. So repent and then receive the new life. It's over. New things. Isaiah 43:19. Look, I'm doing a new thing. Have you not perceived it? Be made whole.